Once again, there is rumors swirling that Nick Saban may come out of retirement. People have been talking about it since he retired. The man wasn't retired but a few weeks, and people are already talking about, hey, I wonder if he'll ever come back. And Greg McElroy didn't help matters this past week when he made mention of the fact that somebody that he knows and admires said that Nick Saban may indeed want to come back to coaching football. But before we get to all that and talk about that and the possibilities of that, let's go ahead and get those four horsemen shout outs out of the way. And they go to OU, Squiggly Line Boomer, Squiggly Line Sooner, Jay, Squidwater, and Fred Bagley are mounted up, saddled up, and ready to go. And they're going to help us with today's college football invasion. Now, let's talk about it. Here we go once again, riding on in. It's the Outlaw Posse now in effect. And today I'm going to go ahead and start y'all out by sharing a clip where this all began, where this big rumor that Nick Saban may indeed be coming back to college football.
Okay, we said we weren't going to talk about it because it was a non-story, but so many people have been texting me, asking me what in the world is going on. He kicks over the ant bed and he runs away. Give us the Cliff Note version of what took place this morning and why everybody in America now believes Nick Saban is ready to coach again.
I don't know why anybody has come to that conclusion. I did have a couple of people that I respect say, don't rule out Coach getting back in it. He's too competitive. I think he loves the game too much. Like, don't rule it out. I'm like, no way. Come on. That was my reaction like everybody else. Right. Come on, get out of here. No, I was like, just saying, don't rule it out. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'll ask Paul. You know, like Paul's connected. I'll ask him on the show on Monday. So I asked him point blank. I was like, Paul, I wouldn't ask the question if it weren't a couple people I trust and respect that seem to think that this is a possibility. And Paul and I both kind of laugh like, no, absolutely not. I don't see it as a likelihood. Like, he's completely content doing what he's doing. I don't get it. So I just am surprised that basically me asking Paul if he had more information on it has now turned into Coach Saban has taken the Miami Dolphins head coaching job. I don't know how you could connect those dots.
Well, I couldn't even begin to speculate, and that's what we do for a lot of what we do on a daily basis. But I couldn't even begin there. I don't even know where you start with that because it all seems just so unfeasible.
I don't think it's likely at all. Like, now, do I know Coach's personality? Like, yeah, I'm sure he probably misses coaching a little bit, but not really. Coaching nowadays is not coaching. Like, I don't think he misses it. Every interaction I've had with him has been very fulfilled doing what he's doing. So, like, I don't know how people can connect the dots from one thing to another.
So I'm going to stop it right there. And Greg is real good at this. Now, he did play for Alabama, but Greg does get on my nerves a little bit sometimes with some of his antics. He's acting like he didn't lead anybody on or lead people to believe that Saban might come back. But that clip right there is not really telling as to how Greg presented it at first. Greg actually, when he was saying it, was saying that, hey, Nick Saban might come back to coaching. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a person that I've really admired and respected said that Coach Saban might come back to coaching. He didn't say, oh, I don't think it's not feasible and I don't think it's going to happen. He didn't say none of that like he's doing now. I think he's doing it now because he's backing off because some people got in his ear and told him, hey, man, you started a firestorm. But Greg's not being totally honest here in this interview as to how he presented it at first. The way he presented it first, he absolutely was trying to start a firestorm. He's trying to play it off now, but he absolutely was trying to start one, and he was successful in doing so. And he'll probably get a lot of clicks on his little podcast now. But let's talk about it. But if Nick Saban were to come back, I would think it would probably be within the next season because he's getting up in age. I think he's like 72 or 73. And he would have to be back into coaching by next year, I'd say 2026. And if that were to happen, someone's going to have to get fired or something's going to have to happen to present itself. And the only way I see that is maybe if he got the itch to go back and prove that he could actually coach and win in the NFL. Now, with that being said, people give him a bad rap about the Miami job. Everybody knows he left Miami, all the circumstances surrounding that, how he acted like he wasn't going to leave, and then he did leave. But there's a lot of extenuating circumstances that went into that, and he really wasn't that awful at Miami. He was actually 500. He wasn't like Bob Petrino, who left in the middle of the night there in Atlanta. He was actually a 500 coach in Miami, and he probably could have ended up winning at Miami. The only reason he left Miami is because he was lied to by Wayne Huizenga. People try to make it out like Saban was underhanded. Saban wasn't underhanded. Saban was told that he would be in charge of personnel, and he wanted Drew Brees, and the Miami medical staff, for whatever reason, failed Drew Brees' medical, which he ended up passing with the New Orleans Saints, which makes me think that Huizenga maybe put a little birdie in the ear of the medical staff and told them that, hey, let's try to get this guy to where he doesn't pass the medical, and that way I'll have an excuse not to give Saban what he wants. And they end up giving him Dante Culpepper, who Wayne Huizenga wanted, and we know how that all turned out. So, yeah, Saban wasn't really as bad an NFL coach as a lot of you Saban haters would like to portray it as. So he might have that itch. That might be the possibility. But in college, the only possibility I see of Nick Saban coming back to coaching college football would be just one of two options, in my opinion. If for some reason Kalen DeBoer decided to fly the coop and leave Alabama and maybe get a job in the NFL as an NFL coach, because I think that, if I can get it out of my mouth here, if Kalen DeBoer's leave Alabama, it might be for an NFL job. But I think it's a little too soon for that. So I don't think that him coming back to Alabama is a feasible thing. The other possibility is a place he used to coach, and a place he won a national title, and a place that him and Miss Terry both said they loved and felt like they had unfinished business there, and that is the LSU Tigers. And the LSU is ranked rather high this year in a lot of the preseason polls, but Brian Kelly hasn't really produced at the level that people thought he was going to produce at LSU. If LSU, for some reason, doesn't make the playoffs this year, I think Brian Kelly could be out at LSU, but he would have to miss the playoffs. And used to, that would be something that would be a lot easier to do than it is now. Now it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to miss the playoffs unless you just really are not that good in your middle of the road team, which LSU, I think, might end up being. I think they're a little overrated this year. So if LSU does not make the playoffs, I think Brian Kelly would lose his job, and then maybe Nick Saban might want to go back to LSU and finish that unfinished business that him and Miss Terry alluded to. But in the end, I think it's all a bunch of hogwash. I think it's something that Greg McElroy done just to get a little bit of attention and get some hot takes. He won't admit to that, but I think that's exactly what happened in all this. If Nick Saban were to come back to college football or pro football, you guys and gals drop it in the comment section. Y'all tell me what y'all think the possibilities are. Do y'all think this is a bunch of crap and it's not even worth talking about? Or do you think there may be some possibilities out there? With that, I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Also, there's a little money dollar sign at the bottom, a little heart in the middle. If you want to make a one-time donation to the program, you can do that. Smash that heart. You can also join the Outlaw Posse and get your random Four Horsemen shout-out like those guys just did. It's just $2.99 a month. That's just 75 cents a week. You'll get your badge, and you will get deputized, and you will be in the Outlaw Posse. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.